Well, there are the old set.
You'll see him again, don't worry, don't feel bad for the darts.
We might see more. Maybe not if he carries on like this with these.
Right, I know what you're seeing here. Your eyes are telling you that the darts have made a difference. They haven't. This is Peter Wright. He's doing all this.
Well, not a surprise when Peter Wright does. I have seen him on a Pro Tour match change darts 4 times during a contest.
Who do you require? 32.
It's a sharpen the mind. He thought it was in.
Gonna have to be the top half of the bed, this. Oh, went too high.
Bottom half of the wrong bed. Van Gerwen ready to punish, ready to pounce. Double 10 to do so. Yes.
Well, a change of darts.
He's not responding. And he looks a little bit flat and dejected as he shuffles back behind Van Gerwen.
Well, there's a very real danger of not just a defeat here, but a 6-0 defeat.
Yeah, the dominant Dutchman is pulling away like his countryman Max Verstappen.
I don't care what set of darts you got, you can't finish 1-8-3. So Van Gerwen's going to get multiple darts to go 5-0 up with another break of throw, and he's only missed 1 dart at double. He's still only missed 1 dart at double. The whitewash is very much on.
The green machine is in full flow here in Riesa. Did dish out a bit of a toweling on a World Series event down under a couple of years ago. An 8-0 win in Melbourne.
Well, Michael Van Gerwen has dictated terms in this one from start to finish, and it hasn't mattered what Peter Wright has done. Snakebite, who put in a decent performance in his opening game and was proudly saying, I'm back, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do the other. I don't think any of his predictions featured getting done 6-0 in the quarterfinals by Michael Van Gerwen.
55.
But it does look like that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, and based on what we did see this afternoon, it's not an enormous surprise.
81. Michael, you require 32.
Played pretty similar stuff. So has he. And that's why the Dutchman has dominated Peter Wright. Looks a little bit sympathetic towards Snakebite there, but he didn't show any mercy on the dartboard. Well, he needs to get going in the same way that he did
60.
this afternoon, when they were all raising a glass, toasting the performance of Johnny Clayton.
Could be toasting a Martin Schindler victory, especially if he finds a second break. 1 dart, double 16 to half the deficit for Clayton, and he does. Really big finish. And there's the finger point we just saw in that glass. 2-1. Lost out to Ryan Meekley. Did make the semi-finals in Keighley. A big opportunity missed there. He was 5-2 up. He had 7 darts, or 6-2 up on Dave Chisnell. Then lost every single leg and fell at the semi-finals.
He's making a move again.
100.
Every time one player seems to get a grip on the game, the other one manages to fire back.
97. 83.
That's a poor dart from Johnny. Just makes that a lot more awkward. 2020 ball minimum. Wow, there we are. Door 15. to lead again, and it is yet another breaker throw. 7 legs played, 5 of them have gone against the darts. And Saarbrücken, an amazing event that was, an amazing climax. Schindler would love to add his name to that Roll of Honour.
Well, Clayton may need to produce something similar to the supersized outshot that he did this afternoon. It really turned that match, didn't it?
Only require 164.
Gave him complete control. Not been chasing throughout here, Johnny.
60.
And only 60. Are we about to see daylight yet again? Schindler raced into a 2-leg lead. Johnny pegged him back. Since then, they've gone leg for leg.
Gets a go. Oh, wonderful.
Johnny needs to fill it up just to stay in touch, and does.
Just in case.
Just to get him to a finish. Look what he's left, Chris.
And it's that same shot, the 161.
93.
A 180 to get there. But he's not going to take it out. And now Martin has his moment.
Wait for the roar if this goes in. Shots on for the match. What a performance, and what a way to cap off a fine display for Martin Schindler, who is in a Euro Tour semi-final for the very first time by the same scoreline. They beat Nathan Aspinall this afternoon.
And just get back to playing your normal game. Does it just happen naturally and you forget about that leg within a short space of time?
It depends. These two, I expect so, because they're in a good headspace. When you're struggling, you don't need legs like that. I'd expect these two to dust themselves down. And, well, as we're seeing here. But yeah, if it's in a part of your career where things aren't going your way, you don't need legs like that. But like I said, for these two, their game's in a good place. It's just one of them legs. We've seen it happen in a world final, didn't we, with Michael Smith and Peter Wright? Absolute shenanigans in an opening set. So it does happen, and it's got to crack on.
Well, trading 180s in this leg, but Van Duijvenbode sharper around those perfect visits. Double 16 for a 12 darter. Well, he's just won the last 2 legs in 26 darts, when Damon won the first one in 25.
Quarter-final. We've had a really competitive second quarter-final. That's seen a brilliant display from Martin Schindler. This one, that's a slow burner, both averaging around the same, 88, 87, Damon.
Yeah, if you took the first leg out, the stats would be very different, wouldn't they? But Dirk has left himself the 170. Damon just really not settled.
57.
Seems to be unhappy with how the darts are going.
Not going to go. Just keep hunting it down and can't find him.
108.
The 10+ finish in the match already. That went to Dirk. Damon's only 10+ finish of the tournament was a spectacular 152. Is Brendan Dolan? Is this another one? It is. And we're level again. And a bit of a reaction from Damon Heta, 3 apiece. Got a chance though.
Well, I tell you what, if he did win here tonight, it would put the cat amongst the pigeons. Already taken out the German #1 and the Dutch #2. The Aussie #1 is in trouble here if this goes, and it might do. Is it 2 tops? Or is he moving across to find another treble? He did go for 2 tops.
I thought the guy was all right on the treble.
Damon, you require 110.
Surprised he declined that. And Damon has just taken out 108. And he's just taken out 110. Great shot from Damon Heta when he needed it as well.
Mind you, it was a bit like that against Danny Noppert earlier, and he battered him into submission with loads of those.
Needed that one, Dirk. The way he's getting out with the blocks in the legs. His first 9.
58.
17 and a half.
134.
It's allowing him time. Got time here. Pick your route.
Do not bust this.
He did one of the greatest busts ever at the World Championships once, Dirk van Dijven, but he bust 176 by scoring 180. It's in the early stage of his career.
Yeah, against Raymond van Barneveld.
A key time. It was 1 set to Barneveld and 2 legs all.
And he didn't win another leg in that game. 13 darter for Dirk van Dijvenbode.
Hette.
98.
17 for tops.
57.
To send us all the way for the first time in this evening session. Tops. Got a feather off it. And can't quite do it, and he offers an opportunity to Dirk van Dijvenbode to avoid a last leg shootout. 112 for a place in the semis, and there's going to be a dart at a double.
Double top is the target to beat Hette for the first time in his career.
92.
Not yet. Maybe not at all.
20.
He's had a chance.
Reprieve for Damon Hette. For double 5. Can't come inside, and does, and more opportunities for Dirk van Dijvenbode to finally get a victory over Damon Hette.
Some real Aussie grit to hang on in there. But Dirk puts it to bed. The Auberginius sees off the Aussie #1. Well, that one this afternoon against Mike De Decker, I mean, it could have been up towards 120 if he didn't miss so many doubles. But that is an 11th 180 of the weekend for Gerwyn Price.
Yeah, forgive us for kind of dismissing Rob Cross as a bit of an also-ran. He's a very, very tricky player to navigate. The higher seed in this one. Price will be a firm favourite based on form.
Yes, but if you look at how Rob Cross finished against Josh Rock this afternoon, I mean, that was incredible. He only missed 1 dart at double. That doesn't factor in, he had a double-double finish in there as well.
100.
It was
116.
magnificent. But Price is a juggernaut. Double top for a 12-dart start.
Well, that is a stunning return from Price, isn't it?
100.
7 titles. And what a start for this leg. Both players producing perfect visits, and it goes on and on. And on!
Your turn, Gerwyn. He cannot respond, but Rob Cross is poised.
99.
Looking for the perfect leg.
41.
He's been on this already this weekend. Hit the treble 19. He can't manage it this time around. Yeah, went 7 in, didn't he? Against Ross Smith, against Steve Lennon, sorry.
Gerwyn Price acknowledging the effort.
Ross Smith on my mind because, well, one, he
96.
played Gerwyn Price, and 2, he caused a 5-year hoodoo on 9-dart finishes on the European Tour.
Yeah, we all want to see 9 darters. We don't necessarily want to see Ross Smith hit one. Nothing against Ross, but... $20 for tops.
The fact that he's moved suggests it's a bit more difficult than he would have liked.
126.
This could go. And does go. Gerwyn Price. Oh, look at that. 105 average nearly from Gerwyn Price, and that's his just average level of performance at the minute.
Cross trying to find a way back into it, leaves that finish that Price took out in the first leg.
105. Probably recall 116.
Don't imagine he'll go the same route. He doesn't. He goes to his go-to. And that is why.
Proper stuff, this, isn't it? Can't leave a finish from 3-4-6. He's going to take a big old chunk out of it. As big a chunk as there is.
He's got 5 of those 180s.
134.
Not necessarily known as one of the maximum men in world darts, but he certainly has been tonight.
59, going to 170. $98. Robbie require 107.
The 170 doesn't go, the 107 might have to.
20s or 16s here. Gets the 16s to leave double top. 4 apiece. Rob Cross.
Cross is liable to fire in a huge score at any point. That is one of this afternoon's darts.
Oh, what a setup. What a setup, Gerwyn Price. He leaves himself tops for the match.
24.
And they'll get a go at it unless Rob Cross can complete this combo. The big build-up for the ball.
99.
Beyond him.
Going to require 40.
Well, he missed 5 darts in the last leg. He's just missed a dart in this leg. Rob Cross could have won it. Gerwyn Price does. And the defending champion, wow, he says. He is through to the semi-finals.
Those Euro Tour wins at the beginning part of the year, I think that gave him the winning feeling back, as he then went on to lift the Premier League, the World Match Play, Grand Prix, Players' Championship Final. It made him take the next step to lifting major titles. I think it was a massive factor in the resurgence of Michael van Gerwen in 2022.
Yeah, not just last year. You look at his best years. He was picking up 4 out of 6 of the first half of the Euro Tour event.
70.
Going on to, we were talking about 25 titles in a year for Michael van Gerwen then. Superb setup there. And this is quickly turning into a bit of a nightmare for Martin Schindler.
Game shot in the third leg.
Already, we're going into important territory for Martin Schindler.
Schindler hoping to draw on this encouragement from the audience.
37.
Well, the crowd haven't given up on him. They may do if Van Gerwen hits this.
82.
He showed a bit of fight, didn't he, against
You require 150.
Nathan Aspinall in particular this afternoon. Some aggression. Martin Schindler, but it's just not there at the moment.
60.
3-1 down is Nathan Aspinall.
82.
Well off the next 5 legs before beating Johnny Clayton. This could be a different prospect. This could be for 4-0. It is 4-0 and Michael van Gerwen is in command.
They could change this. It's that elongated format for the semis.
60.
Best of 13, so van Gerwen not too far out of sight. Oh, well, he saw Schindler do that. I don't know how he got it that side of the dart mine.
142.
What's a little subplot for Martin Schindler's run here, Chris? He's doing the likes of not so much Gabriel Clemens, but Riccardo Pietreczko and Florian Hempel, because the top 2 German players outside the seeds go in the German Euro Tour event, so they'll be willing Martin Schindler on here. Creates more opportunities. But Michael van Gerwen just created a big opportunity for himself, couldn't hit the double 19.
You require 85.
Yeah, and it's made this maybe a little more difficult. Thought he might have had time. Has earned himself 2 at tops. That becomes 1 at 10s. Big dart. Mark mentioned earlier that 5-leg burst.
60.
turn things around against the Asp. We also saw an informed Johnny Clayton earlier tonight.
105.
Minimum requirement, a couple of trebles, you would think.
97. Michael require 160.
Gets into a finish. And it's not really going to phase Michael Van Gogh, who's on 116.
80.
He does get a look.
Martin, you require
164 is
164.
a huge ask for Martin Schindler, but it would. Listen to the eruption if the second one goes in. Bullseye for a 164. This is big for Schindler. Oh, and how close was that? Great effort from Martin Schindler. Van Gogh 3 more darts for 6-3.
Game shot in the ninth leg. Michael Van Gogh.
And a hush descends.
See him sort of chuntering away to himself there. Martin Schindler couldn't back up the 180. Van Gogh down to a finish.
He won't like that. Coming away.
55.
6 darts are out of treble after the 180 start. And Van Gogh got the luxury of teeing this up. Yeah, that'll do.
94.
And it may be Martin Schindler, last 3 darts in what's been a very fruitful weekend for him here in Riesa. A great effort, but it could be coming to an end here. Van Gogh for a place in the International Darts Open final.
Game shot.
And Tops sealed that spot in the final. The fine run from Martin Schindler, which saw him beat Barney, Aspinall and Clayton, comes to an end.
That is the sort of thing which does weigh on your mind. That has to have some kind of effect on Dirk's mindset coming into this. He's lost lots of games, he's lost significant games, he's lost recent games, he's lost heartbreaking games to this man.
93.
But the only way you turn it around is by going up there, playing your best stuff, and beating him. But that's quite tricky when he's doing stuff like this.
He can make it look really easy at times, getting Price. Down to 82 after 9. You mentioned those 3 finals. The World Series of Darts final with the Herxie through for it. Last week would have really hurt. He had darts to win it. The Grand Prix one was early in Dirk's development. I feel like he'd just took that as a learning experience. Surely if he keeps putting himself in that window of opportunity, he'll get there eventually, but it is a level game in our second semi-final. A decent switch from Price. He's been getting the better of Michael Van Gogh lately, and will fancy yet another matchup with him in the final.
Just the way he's talking, it feels like Gerwyn Price. The only person that stops Gerwyn Price winning is himself. That's how he approaches each game.
100.
Because he's throwing better darts than anybody.
Second max there. You look over and you normally look over at 110 average. You're like, wow. You half expect to look over and see that average now with Gerwyn Price.
He's in double figures for 4-visit legs. It's his 7th 12 darter to go with 3 11 darters this weekend.
That's back from on the brink in that semi-final as well. It just seems a different prospect having to come back against Gerwyn Price.
Yeah, survived match darts against Rob Cross as well, so he had that little bit of fortune and he nearly made it count. He, of course, has made it count by reaching the final anyway, and he keeps on playing at the standards he's been playing. He's going to reap all kinds of rewards, but he wants to be winning things. He's already got 2 titles this year. Nobody else has done that. But he hasn't got one on a big stage, and Gerwyn Price is looking to make sure that he doesn't tonight.
This could be our second breaker throw, and again, a leg in 4 visits. Remarkable. He's won his legs in the winning leg, sorry, in this semi-final. A 16-dart leg, 2 12s and 11, a 4-1 lead. It's come in a little bit now.
And that might extend it a little bit. 4 180s to Dirk 0, although still going to remain 0. Well, he's trying to get himself fired up. He's not giving in here. He's not waving the white flag, Dirk van Dijvenbode. But he may have no choice if Gerwyn Price keeps on ploughing through these legs with 60 after 60 after 60.
And again, that last start just affords Gerwyn Price that time. Double 7, big 14, and nothing Dirk can do about it except whittle down this 177 and hope for an error from Gerwyn Price that we have seen in this semi-final, but Dirk didn't take advantage. We haven't seen it often, granted, but there has been little blips, and it was on tops when he drifted into a 5, not on this occasion. And you just can't see a way back for Dirk here. 6-2 for Price. Jokes aside, it is just... I don't know, does he come here and have a feel-good factor the minute he walks in, or is it just coincidence? I don't know. But for Price, it's been a very fruitful venue. He comfortably beat Nathan Aspel in the semi-finals this event last year, 7-3 on that occasion. This is looking just as comfortable, if not more.
Oh, he may not even have to finish it with a 164. Dirk's going to have to find another. It's just not been there for him in this game. It's been there for him consistently all the way through this year, and indeed last year. But Gerwyn Price has been allowed to do whatever he wants in this game, and it's been because he's been averaging about 107 or more for the vast majority of the contest. It has been more of the same on the European Tour from Gerwyn Price, and this is to power through to the final. Double 12. The Iceman is in the hunt to retain the title and lift the trophy for a 4th time in the last 5 stagings of the International Darts Open.
Price, not just in this tournament, but for the last 4 to 6 weeks, has just been on another planet. And even though his seeding reads 11 compared to the 1 next to the name of the dynamic Dutchman, many will fancy him as a favourite to win this final. Oh, what a start this would be.
Strap yourselves in. What an opening leg, and it almost culminated in a 164, possibly a 134. Topsy Idep. There's one of him, begging for a second one. And gets the second one. What a statement from Gerwyn Price in the opening leg. He can be unplayable. His winning averages throughout this tournament: 104, 107, 96, 107 in the semis. Currently averaging around about 120 in this fight. It's early. Don't expect it to drop too much, the level he's been performing at.
96.
Has taken out 6 three-figure finishers in this tournament, including a 134 to win the first leg. 116's one of them.
96.
Get it on this occasion, and it's a chance for Michael van Gerwen, who's had a dart at the bullseye, missed it, been punished, now gets 2 at double 16. That becomes 1 at double 8, and he's squandered those chances as well.
20.
Big misses for Michael van Gerwen. Double break if he finds the double 10. Price scrambling up to double 5. An opportunity missed. This could be pivotal.
Requires 16.
They both have had a few spells of
Game shown, the third
doubles
leg.
deserting them, but Michael van Gerwen brings a swift end to his in this final.
Price has the breaker throw. Possibly could have been a double break.
Hey, look at the bullseye here. Should look at the bullseye here.
Right to check with Russ Bray. And that leaves biggest finish of them all. What will Michael van Gerwen leave? He leaves a lot more gettable out. 1, 2, 4. Could be a chance for Van Gerwen to draw level here. There was concerns about him being steamrolled in the early stage of this final had he dropped that previous leg. Now it could be level. Bullseye.
They only managed to find one big finish in the tournament so far, a 1-3-2. Price looking for a 7th three-figure out shot.
70. Michael, you require
Going Riesas to the hockey, double 15 the target.
Wasted that now, double 4.
22.
Missed opportunities. It's all got a bit scrappy at the back end of the legs in the last 2 legs. But this is crucial for Price to keep that breaker throw in hand, and he's got it. He let Van Gerwen off in the previous leg. Van Gerwen's just let him off there. We'll go there with the International Darts Open titles looking like Gerwyn Price at this stage. 4-1 in front with a couple of breaks.
34.
Mentioned earlier that this is the first time they've met in a Euro Tour final. That's astonishing considering that 53 of those finals have featured one of them before this one. Gerwyn Price has got an incredible strike rate, won 7 out of 8. Michael Van Gerwen's 35 out of 45.
58.
Doesn't look that good next to that record of Price, does it? Doesn't look that good against Price. You see he's playing to the peak of his powers.
That 5th leg could be the decisive one.
Yeah, he's more recently had these experiences, hasn't he? Michael Van Gerwen's had this experience more than anybody else. A 46th European Tour final in 89 events that he's played in. He's actually been in more finals than he hasn't when he's played MVG. But Price just more recently. This is the first in 9 events for Michael Van Gerwen. Price won just last week. Maybe it's showing a little bit.
And another break. Michael Van Gerwen did chase down Gerwyn Price after trailing early in the World Match Play final. It's a much longer format than this. 14 segment, double 11 for 6-1. Thought it was 12. 22 for Gerwyn Price, but doesn't matter. 6-1. And there's not a lot Michael Van Gerwen can do. He's averaging over 107, Gerwyn Price. Keep your opponent 2 legs away. You've still got a little bit of wriggle room. And that will be the plan for Michael Van Gerwen as he chases down Gerwyn Price.
He's been in just about every situation possible in darts matches. MVG won't be phased. We'll keep going, we'll keep throwing. That's okay.
69.
In the end, he leaves tops.
36.
He will return with 3 darts at it.
96.
Back-to-back legs for Michael Van Gerwen. Double top. And he needs to hit this, all his hard work. And he's just done it with sloppy darts at the double again. Price to go one away.
A rare reprieve for the disastrous doubling that has plagued Michael Van Gerwen in this final.
Let off for Van Gerwen.
Did get the better of Michael Van Gerwen in the... Well, he's thrown the dart basically at him there. Over his shoulder. He did apologise there, Gerwyn Price. He's just in his own zone.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything in that, I don't. Price offered his apologies and Michael Van Gerwen didn't seem too fussed about it. Just one of them. Both players keen to get on with it.
Yeah, beat him in the quarterfinals en route to winning that Euro Tour last week. His 7th title.
Price got a decent cushion in this leg.
Pitch perfect, this.
Treble 7. Settle for that.
27.
The power scoring from Price.
34.
Doubling's been fine, and the disastrous doubling from Michael van Gerwen has resulted in this scoreline. 7-3 to Price. Seems to be getting better and better.
Certainly does. I really think it helps that he's put himself in a position to finally qualify for the playoffs of the match play. He's just setting up his year perfectly, Gerwyn Price. He was concerned about not being in the rolling 16 to be a seed on the European Tour. Well, he's certainly addressed that now. I like that shot. You can come down for the 57, hitting 19. You may only get one dart a double. He's going to get two here, minus a real big slip. And it is for the International Darts Open title. 56 for Gerwyn Price.
And Price powers past Michael van Gerwen as the Iceman reigns in Riesa once again. It's a fantastic 4 International Darts Open titles for Gerwyn Price.